moment to breathe, grab a beverage or two. We got professional guests with lots of stories for you. So take a seat right here and join us on Careers Over Beers.
Welcome to Careers Over Beers, folks. I am the host, Jesse Krause, just like every other episode that you've watched, if you've watched any. And today I have a friend on, Becca. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you've been wanting to come on for a while now. We finally made it happen.
Yeah.
And you're a wino.
I am, yeah.
I've only had wine a few times on here, so.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yep. Let's bust into it. You like Pinots?
Yeah, I do.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's just good. Honestly, it was like the first one that I could pronounce.
Pinot Noir?
Yeah.
That's
Pinot
hard to
Noir.
pronounce.
Like, it's the only one I knew how to say.
It's a lot easier just to say red blend.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I went basic today, barefoot.
No, that's awesome.
You know? It's the most basic wine you can get, but shout out to Barefoot.
Yeah.
I'll pour you a glass here.
Thank you.
And I forget, are these drier or are they sweeter?
I feel like it's going to be kind of sweet.
Is it? How is it?
It's good.
Do you like it room temperature, or are you one of those people that likes your wine chilled?
I don't care.
You don't care?
Either way.
You're just here to party.
Yeah. I don't care what temperature it is.
All right. Well, cheers, Becca.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, that's drier. It's kind of like a Cabernet almost, you know?
Yeah.
I actually had a little glass of Cabernet before the show here. So
Oh, really?
It's very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wine.
Wine o'clock.
Wine o'clock. So, just tell me what you do.
Okay, well, I am a digital marketer.
Yeah. I saw that. When you booked, I saw you, digital marketer, and I was under the assumption that you were a real estate agent.
Yeah, I am.
So you're both.
Yeah, I do a lot of different things.
Yeah. But, you know, with real estate, too, it's like digital marketing is a huge part of that as well.
Definitely.
So, how the hell did you end up as a digital marketer?
Well, I feel like I've always been a digital marketer.
Always?
Yeah, like, you know, I've always been into social media and marketing.
Is that your shit?
Anything. Yeah, pretty much. So I get excited about it whenever other people have businesses or something. I'm always like spitting ideas for their businesses and just all this stuff. And then,
When we were kids and stuff, though, digital marketing wasn't really a thing, right?
No, but I guess I was obsessed with social media like since I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah.
So we had MySpace.
Zanga.
Zanga, yeah. Facebook wasn't around until like
2009.
2009? Yeah, I don't know. I think I got it in like freshman year of high school or something like that.
Really?
Yeah. It was pretty new back then. I don't know. I think it's like mid 2000s.
Yeah.
When it first started.
Yeah.
But
I had it like in middle school.
As far as what was popular though amongst kids our age, there was no Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or any of that.
Like when we were kids?
Yeah, like early 2000s.
Oh yeah. Well, there was I just remember like my big brother and big sister, they had Zanga and they had MySpace.
MSN Messenger.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, that too.
AOL, AIM.
Yeah, that too. And so like I made a Zanga account when I was like 8 years old or
Did
something.
you?
It's like not.
So you've just always been into social media. That's your thing.
I always thought it was cool and fun.
It's crazy though because digital marketer, that's like that wasn't an occupation probably.
I know, right?
Back then.
Yeah, it's like a specific program that I'm in. So it's different from a marketing program because it's focused on digital marketing instead of all the other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the way the world's going, you know?
I know.
Marketing's always been a job, but it's been different, right?
Yeah.
What was it before?
I mean, I feel like there's a lot more that goes into it. Like there's a lot of different jobs and things that you can do in marketing, but I'm mainly interested in like the digital
just making
side.
Shit pop off.
Yeah.
Social media.
Social media is like the main thing that I like.
Well,
understanding it.
You're in the right era then, you know, because businesses, you know, At first, even social media, like Instagram and stuff, it seems like it was more of just a thing people did to get in touch with friends.
Yeah.
And then businesses started jumping on board, and they realized, holy shit, we can reach a big audience with.
Definitely.
So, when did it start? Like, right out of high school, were you doing this already?
Well, here's a question for you. So,
Yeah.
have you ever taken like the career aptitude tests?
Yes.
Okay, so I am like obsessed with like tests like that, or any test that tells you about yourself.
Oh, really?
Where you like answer questions and then you learn what your personality type is or what job is best for, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so I took that, and like marketing or creative or like artist or something was like always at the top.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So you've always just been like that?
Yeah.
But did you know, like at a young age, going through high school and stuff, that you could make a job out of this?
I don't think I really not really. I mean, in high school, I was like in the news mag. And so literally all I would do is like create templates like all day long. I would like just do that.
You have an eye for it.
Yeah, or I just like doing it, like creating like templates and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just got an eye for it.
Yeah.
And you see what's attractive, like what people are drawn to.
Yeah.
So when did it all start, like job-wise? When you got out of high school and stuff, were you going to college for this, or?
Yeah, actually, so straight out of high school, I was like, okay, we're going to do marketing. And I went to Butler and to take all my gen eds, and I took accounting like 3 or 4 times.
Because it sucked?
Yeah, and I never, so after like the 4th time of taking it, I was like, all right, let's change majors. This isn't going to, it's like, why is this even a part of,
yeah,
this has nothing to do with what I want to do.
Yeah.
Like, they said I'm an artist. Like, I'm not a math person.
Exactly. For somebody that's creative,
Yeah. It's
looking at a ledger.
Yeah. They should know.
Yeah. No offense to my dad. He's an accountant.
Yeah. I know. I saw that. Yeah. I mean,
but that's brains totally different.
Super different. Yeah.
One's left-brained, one's right-brained.
Yeah.
I guess.
And that's like one of my favorite things about like taking these tests, personality tests and stuff, because it helps you understand people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very interesting. And that's even like a helpful thing in marketing, is like understanding different people and how they are, what they might like, what speaks to them.
Right.
And learning how to like serve those people in different ways.
Yeah. But you're also trying to pull people in too, aren't you? Mm-hmm. That normally wouldn't be interested in whatever you're doing. So let's go back. You change majors.
Yeah.
Now you're doing digital marketing.
Uh-huh.
Is that it? Okay.
Yeah.
And then you get a job in it.
Yeah.
So working for a company, like you're working for other companies trying to make them more popular on social media. Is that how it works?
Pretty much. So it started off, I got this cool gig with this awesome lady named Dr. Devin. Shout out to Dr. Devin. Chiropractor, speaker, motivator, serial entrepreneur, this lady. And so I got this gig with her and just like started managing all her accounts and stuff. And so I was working for her, but then she actually encouraged me to like, is this what you want to do? And I'm like, yeah, I think so. She's like, why don't you just make it your own like business and I could be your first client?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And so I started my own business like a couple weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago from today?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
Well, tell us about that.
It's called Beck and Call Marketing.
Beck and Call Marketing.
Yeah.
And this is for any business out there that wants to just expand their presence on social media?
Yeah. So I'm kind of going to start off a little bit slow because I'm not trying to get overwhelmed, because it can actually be a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I'm not really like trying to get a lot of, more clients until I like really, get a hang of it.
Getting in the groove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Because before you were just employed by other people, they would just hire you and say, okay, just run these social media accounts or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Did you learn in school how to do this better, or do you think you just have a knack for it and you know what you're doing already?
Well, I've pretty much been doing it for a pretty long time.
Yeah.
Like,
So you just kind of know what you're doing?
The funny thing is that, like, you know, the algorithm,
Yeah.
it's like constantly changing.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, so the algorithm is constantly changing.
What's the algorithm?
The algorithm is like, you know, it's like it controls what you see and what you don't, and it just kind of like, I don't know. What is the definition of algorithm? Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, we know what algorithms are, but like on social media, how do they do that? Who's running that?
I know, right?
Who's manipulating it?
I know, right? Yeah.
Because that's a different type of algorithm, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know who it is specifically, but it's pretty crazy. And it seems like we're all just trying to figure it out. You know, different people have their tips and tricks, and this is how, you know, post this many reels a week or post this many, you know what I mean, to pop up more and stuff. It's very interesting.
It's weird.
Yeah, and have you noticed that you see like the same people or same things popping up on your feed?
Sure.
Like, if you have like 2,000 friends on Facebook, like you might only be seeing 25 people's stuff.
That's true.
And so that's when this kind of strategy like becomes very interesting.
They just
what can you
throw
do?
the certain things at you that are going to trigger you or that are going to excite you.
Oh my gosh, we're about to let's
get crazy. Let's get crazy.
It's just crazy. Yeah, and oh my God. Are you going to really get into this?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
We can talk about whatever we want.
It's just so insane. Like, it can be bad, social media. It can be bad because we only see the things that we want to see. And, like, the reason why I love this is because it's very interesting. And I tell my friends about it all the time. I'll be sitting next to someone and see the types of videos that are popping up, like, on their phone. Like, I was hanging out with my friend Carlos the other day. He's scrolling on his feed, fight videos, just all, and I'm
just
like,
all day
I don't
long.
get, yeah, and I'm
you're like, I never see fight videos.
I'm like, this man just loves just seeing like ratchet, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then maybe I'll get things like, oh, here's a puppy, and they're, you know, just scrolling through. I'm just getting the puppy videos.
Mine are all food.
Oh yeah, and food.
Yeah. Because like I look at, especially on like Instagram, it's such a useful tool for cooking and stuff.
It is.
So I look up one cooking video and I swear that's all I see now is just GIF after GIF after
Literally.
GIF of people cutting up pizzas and, you know, it's insane.
Yeah. Have you ever not clicked on a post because you didn't want like things like that just like popping up all the time? Have you ever done that?
Yeah, sort of. I mean, I'm a weird one though, because really my only social media is my podcast accounts.
Oh, okay.
I don't use it personally for anything.
Really?
Yeah. I used to a long time ago, but I just kind of got out of it. I was like,
Why?
I just feel better when I'm not.
Really?
On it. Yeah.
Okay.
I just
don't really care too much, or just not
I don't
into
care.
it?
The problem is I was caring too much when I was doing it, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I got to scale this back here and just kind of focus on other things.
For sure.
But now that I'm kind of back into it with my podcast, I see that stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. It's very interesting.
Yeah. I mean, why do you think that is? Are they...
it's horrible, in my opinion.
Are they trying to keep you addicted, or are they trying to...
Yeah. But when it becomes dangerous is whenever there's like agendas and stuff like that, which we don't really need to get into that. But, you know, like...
Yeah. But they use it like... And who is they? That's the other weird thing. Who's the ones in charge? Because they're using it as a tool to divide people or...
Yeah.
You know, you see the things you want to see. You said that.
Exactly.
But the things you want to see sometimes are things that you don't want to see, technically.
Yeah. But
it pisses you off.
But they know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they.
Yeah.
Right? We keep talking about they. But they know. Like, I mean, yeah.
That's a cool part of your job, though, is that you're constantly in this world seeing it evolve, seeing this algorithm change.
And understanding, I feel like the best part of it is just understanding like the strategies that are being used.
Yeah.
And also I've always been a skeptic, but like becoming even more skeptical of things, because when you understand marketing, like you see things so differently.
But
commercials.
Tell me how.
I mean,
like give me an example. Like what's something that you learned that changed your perspective?
Things that have changed my perspective. For example, politics.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to, take things,
like
the way that, like, I mean, because I get marketing and I get like public relations and stuff like that. And so it's hard for me to like be like, oh, I like this politician because of what they said. For me, the first thought is like, they got a really great marketing team.
Because they're like a politician, especially. They're just trying to appease everybody.
Yeah.
They're basically a digital marketer themselves.
Yeah.
Right?
Or like.
They're a human marketer.
Yeah. Or the, the influencer or whatever.
Right.
That, they're pushing whatever it is.
But I mean, like people like a politician, that there is an algorithm there too. Their PR team or whoever it is, they're like, you say this, and this group of people are happy.
Yeah.
This group of people are pissed,
No, literally. It's not like, so how could you be like, I really like this person, like he's just a really good guy, or she's just a really great, like, it's so calculated. And when you understand that, it just kind of changes your perspective a little bit.
It makes you see the world totally different, probably.
Completely. So, yeah.
Like with ads and stuff, do you see those things and you're like, oh, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. I know exactly what you're doing there. A lot of people,
yeah. I mean, yeah, that's the thing that also like stinks is, yeah, I mean, people hate ads and people hate being sold to. But that's another great thing to understand as a marketer. Understand that people don't really like to be sold to.
Yeah.
And so you just have to do things a little different.
So what do you try to do to make it feel like they're not being sold to?
Well, okay, so this is kind of an interesting concept, but I think like a really good thing for people to understand is that like you can't, like, not everyone is your perfect customer. You can't sell to anyone, and the only people that you should be wanting to sell to are the people that are actually benefiting from what it is that you have. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so when you have a product or a service or something that can actually help someone, then you kind of change your perspective and think of how you can show them how you can help them.
Yeah.
And then you have to get really specific with like the person. Like you can't just, does that make sense?
It does. Yeah. You're not trying to treat them like, you're not trying to be like a salesman, like a car salesman, just trying to grab attention from these people. Like, look at this. You're talking about targeting a specific audience that.
The people who could actually the people who you're trying to help or serve or whatever. You know what I mean?
So that's kind of your mindset when you're going into this for a company or a business?
Trying to understand what it is, what their thing is, and also their why. And like, just deep down, what that is.
So like morals wise, is that a word? Moral wise?
Yeah.
Like, would your morals ever come into play if a company had a product or a service that you didn't really agree with or like? Would you still try to market that?
I've never been in that situation before. But if you think about it like this, though. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean that, someone else isn't going to like it or find it useful or this or that. You kind of got to think about that.
Like, let's say you hated Pinots.
What am I going to...
I'm not drinking that shit.
Yeah.
But then somebody hires you on that makes wine, you're going to promote the shit out of it.
Yeah, I'll be like, all right, who's your target? Like, I'm not your target audience because I hate your stuff, but I will help them. I mean, depending on what it is. If it's something horrible, then I won't.
Would you tell a client that?
Well, no, probably not.
I'm not a fan of your stuff, but I'll help you out.
I mean, I probably wouldn't.
No, you can't.
You can't. Probably not.
Yeah.
unless it was something really horrible, but I can't even think of, like, I mean.
Something that wouldn't be successful as a business anyways.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I mean.
You never know, though. There's a market. There's some weird people out there, and there's some weird services, some weird products.
There really is. There is.
Have you ever had any requests for something weird?
Like with digital marketing?
Yeah.
No, not yet.
Have you never had any like weird requests? Like,
not yet. No, not yet.
one thing that I do want to know though is like with trolls. So you're in charge of these social media.
Trolls, yeah.
You're in charge of these accounts, right? When you have a client and you're working for somebody, are you running their Instagram and their Twitter and stuff?
Yeah, they're in charge, but I manage it.
But you manage it?
So, like, give them ideas and stuff like that.
Are you actually tweeting and posting?
Yeah. So we collaborate, and I get the ideas that they have and then, like, put it together and then show them what it is and then, like, plan it out and stuff.
So there's kind of like an approval process before you tweet something?
Pretty much. It really just depends on the person, because someone might be like, okay, you feel me, you feel the brand, like, go ahead, but someone might, want to see everything, or they might want to write it, but then might want you to make it look pretty, or, you know what I mean?
They want to get like a point across, but they want you to word it correctly.
Yeah, or, yeah.
Because that's another thing, like wording stuff, wording posts and wording captions, tweets. There's a certain way you're going to appeal to the younger generation, the older generation, by the way it's worded. Capitalization, like, do you capitalize these letters? Do you...
I know, right?
Use emojis,
Yeah, and that just depends on the person's style and their audience. Is like, are you the person that, like, uses a ton of emojis, or you want to keep, it depends.
That's so crazy that's a thing,
It is a thing. And you want to know something hilarious, too? Is that in real estate, I remember, like, us having a conversation with our broker, or it was someone who was teaching the class, but they said, like, to keep things professional in emails, don't use emojis, okay? Like, we're grown-ups and stuff. And I'm like, but that's me. That's me. That's me. It'd be totally weird if I didn't use emojis. And then we had this conversation, and they shared a fun fact that was like, did you know that millennials, or what are we, Gen Z?
Are you my
Gen
age?
Z.
I'm 27.
Oh, okay. I'm Gen Z. Yeah. You're a millennial then.
Am I?
Yeah.
That sounds bad.
No, it doesn't. I'm almost a millennial. I'm 1 year away from being a millennial.
1 year away? Okay.
Yeah, but whatever. It doesn't matter.
At least I'm not
We're
a boomer.
the same. Yeah. Yeah, at least. Just kidding.
Boomers. Do you ever have to appeal to boomers on social media?
Hey, you know what? I love the boomers. I do love the boomers because, like...
My dad's a boomer.
Yeah.
So I love boomers.
Yeah, I love boomers.
How do you appeal to them, though? You write in cursive?
Yeah, you write in cursive.
Yeah. Hold up a letter, written in cursive, handwritten, no emojis. It's weird when old people use emojis, isn't it?
I don't know. It is.
It kind of feels weird.
It is. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes they just use them kind of different.
I know what you're saying, though, when you say that emojis are me. Like,
no, they are.
People would think you were mad if you weren't putting emojis.
No, exactly. So that's what the fun fact was. It was like, haha, did you guys know that Gen Z or millennials, like, they think that you're mad at them if you, like, don't put any emojis and stuff. But I can relate to that, because if someone texts me and just puts, like, a period, I'm like...
You're like, okay, bitch.
Yeah. They're like, okay, or see you later.
Yeah.
And, it's just like, I'm always putting hearts and sparkles and stuff like that.
That's hilarious.
I love you. I love you.
It's so crazy, like, the way the world has gone now, that... Like, a big part of your job is just wording things differently and wording things in a way that makes people feel differently. I mean,
yeah. And also, I feel like the big thing is just, like, sharing that perspective. Like, all these perspectives and, like, strategies and stuff like that. Just sharing the perspective with a business owner. It's
yeah.
like,
So, like, when you talk to a business owner or a client, you're saying the same things you are to me right now. Like, all these different things are affecting it this way, and what kind of approach are you trying to take here?
Yeah, I mean, just learning. I would like learn about them and what they're trying to do, and then
Yeah.
kind of share the things that I've learned, things that we can do, and stuff like that.
I brought up trolls because I wanted to mention like when you're running social media accounts.
Yeah.
I've seen in my own experience trolling that kind of works in their favor. Like one that I can think of as an example would be Wendy's. Have you ever seen their Twitter account?
Yeah.
They'll troll the shit out of other fast food companies.
I know, it's hilarious.
Out of their customer base, and it kind of works.
It does.
It
works.
It's not.
Because it's funny.
It is funny.
Yeah.
And that's appealing to a lot of people that are on social media, you know?
I mean, different people like different things. And you can't please everyone, but that's when it depends. I mean, the people who are eating Wendy's, think about, like, do these people have a sense of humor? I mean, you know what I mean?
How do you determine that?
I don't know. I mean...
You go, Wendy's is a boring-ass burger. These people are boring.
Yeah. Like, stuff like that.
No offense, Wendy's.
Yeah.
I like your burgers.
I do actually like Wendy's.
I do too.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
Yeah. But I've seen some funny tweets by them, and it seems counterintuitive that you would troll and kind of be like this asshole in a sense on Twitter.
Yeah.
But it works.
It does. For some people, it does. I mean, because that's what people like. Some people like that.
Yeah. Are you ever when you talk to a client or somebody, do you ever tell them like we're gonna piss off people by doing this, or we could cut out certain groups of people or ethnicities or whatever?
Well, yeah. I mean, things can get, yeah. That's when it becomes important to understand that you can't please everyone.
Right.
But choosing or like knowing the people that are gonna understand what you're saying and whatever it is that you're doing, like, do you know why some people we'll use like Trump for an example.
Yeah.
Like, someone was like, you know what? I think this is gonna work. You know what I mean? They're like, it's like, okay, choose your personality.
Yeah.
Or how are we gonna come out? Like, what kind of things are we gonna put out there? What are we gonna
look like in public here?
Yeah. Like, choose the thing. It's like, let's do this one. Let's have this persona.
So that's like that comes back to like that's all calculated, right? That's all.
I think so.
Part of a plan, sort of, to grab this certain group of people.
Because what did it do? I mean, if you thought of it in the way that it's like we might piss some people off or this or that, I mean, it wouldn't have.
Then you wouldn't have what you had.
You wouldn't have what you have because people are like, I like him because he doesn't care. He's like me. Right. You know what I mean?
He doesn't give a shit.
Relentless.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So different things work.
That's crazy. I mean, and that is...
You just choose your persona, and then you run with it.
What are some of the businesses that you've worked for so far?
Okay, so Dr. Devon is like my first like real client. So she has multiple businesses and multiple things, and so I run like multiple accounts for her.
So you said she's a chiropractor first,
she's
right?
She's a chiropractor.
So you don't want a chiropractor coming out and pissing everybody off, right?
Well, see, I mean...
You're going to use a softer persona than harsh. You don't want...
Well, I don't know, because, I mean, people really get pissed off about anything.
That's true. I feel like you'd want somebody, like... If somebody's going to be, like, cracking your back and shit, you don't want them to come off as hard and...
Well, I don't know. It just kind of depends. Because I think more than any, like, you want someone who's real and, like, believes the same things that you do and stuff like that more than anything. Like I said,
That's true.
Even when not the majority of people believe in one thing, it's like you find someone,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there's a lot of brainstorming that goes into that.
There's a lot, yeah.
Because you really, like you said, you're building a persona. And
Yeah.
depending on the route you take on social media, like out of the gate, that could affect their whole persona forever, right?
Hmm.
It's kind of stressful.
I don't know. I mean,
Or
yeah.
you like it?
I like it. Yeah, it's very interesting, very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does this marketing go into your own life too when you're doing your social medias and stuff?
Well, I kind of like just in the past, I just kind of do, random things, like
You'll try
just have
different
fun
things?
with it.
Yeah.
Just have fun with it. I make random videos and stuff like that just for fun.
That's all it should be.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah. So,
Unless you're trying to market yourself a certain way.
yeah.
If you're having fun with it, that's really what's important.
Yeah.
Too many people don't have fun with social media. They just get caught up in this world and they're...
I know. And like that's something I would say to like the other realtors like in my office is like just have fun with it. People want to see what you're doing. They don't want to just see like happy Monday.
Yeah.
Here's you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Happy
show
Monday,
them
here's my
you.
coffee.
Yeah. Here's my coffee. Like I mean even that is better than nothing.
Yeah.
That's actually a great post. I do that all the time.
Do you?
All the time. Here's happy Monday.
Yeah.
Motivation,
No, I'm just saying, like, there's people, that there's on everybody's timeline probably that post the same thing all the time.
Yeah, but it's like the best thing that you can do is be yourself.
Yeah, true.
And you want to know something else that's crazy? If your business is a lot about like marketing yourself, like for example, like a realtor or something, I feel like it's really important to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Like, so people feel like they know you through your content
Yeah,
and stuff.
for sure.
Yeah. And then they want to hang out with you.
And that's a cool part of it, too,
Yeah.
You kind of want that presence. You want people to think that you're fun to hang around
Yeah.
in real
Like,
life.
know the real you. If you were always just like the way that you thought you should be, it's like no fun. But if people could actually see your personality, like the real you, even if you're like kind of awkward, like.
So you don't think you should be fake at all on social media, even if you're trying to sell yourself as a certain way?
I think the best thing that you can do is just be yourself. Like,
Yeah, just be authentic.
yeah, because they're going to meet you in person and
Then it's going to come crumbling down. They're going to be like,
then it's just pointless,
that Becca, she's so smiley and happy and
then in
positive,
person,
and
I'm
in
just
person
like-
she just hated me.
Yeah,
Just treated me
she's
like
really
shit.
quiet in person, like, But it's hard. You have to practice.
It's weird. This is all so new.
Yeah,
This
kind
isn't
of.
like a traditional job that people have been doing for decades, and you can look at how it's been done.
Yeah,
It's like
it's always changing.
You're a pioneer.
Yeah.
Someday, like 100 years from now, people might watch this podcast, hopefully, and they'll be like, look at these first people that were doing digital marketing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at their perspective on this. Like,
Yeah.
this is a new thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
It is kind of
You
cool.
might be in our
I
history
agree.
book someday.
I might.
Yeah. Because we really
If there's
are.
books.
I mean, our generation, well, my generation, I guess, was born in a weird time where when we were kids, none of this existed.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy. We kind of grew up, this world evolved as it is now, and we all got jobs, and we're getting jobs. And like I said, every company, and you know that as well as I do, every company out there has a social media presence now.
They should.
You have to.
You have to. You have to have a Facebook page if you're a business. You have to have a Facebook page. Because maybe not everyone's like me, but I always go to Facebook and look up the business. Like a restaurant.
Yeah.
And every restaurant should have a photo of every single food item.
Holy shit. I love that.
Every restaurant should. It's not that hard.
It's not.
Okay? Just have a photo because some people are visual.
That's a
What
super
are you
good
gonna-
point. I'm extremely
Always.
visual when it comes to a menu.
Yeah.
I see things that are
always.
written out, and I'm like, I don't know what that actually...
You don't know what it is.
But when you see the dish come into your table, you're like, oh, God.
Yeah. It's so
That's what that is?
important. It's so important. It's so important.
That is huge.
It's huge.
I want you to do that.
Literally, it's huge.
I want every restaurant to hire you, and I want you to do that for them, please.
I'm not kidding. Like,
New menu item, we're posting it. This is it.
a photo. Like, if I go to a restaurant and I literally will go through Facebook trying to find out what does anything look like.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Yeah.
I really do.
What does it look like? Yeah.
Because I'm not going to, spend $10 on a burrito unless it's a nice big burrito. If I see some wimpy thing come out, I'm like, oh, that was a waste of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very important.
I love that.
Yeah. There's a tip, a free tip.
Please do that for everybody, Becca. Please.
I'm doing it right now. I'm telling you, if you have a restaurant, you should have a photo of every single item on the menu. Yeah.
There are certain restaurants out there you go to and they have like all of the squares. Great. It is great because you're like, oh, that looks good. That looks good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you never just read a description of a dish.
Oh, that sounds good. I'm like,
I need to see that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, well, what is it? Is it? Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, what do you think the most important platform for a business to have is? Is it Facebook?
I personally think Facebook.
Yeah.
Or Instagram. I guess it depends on your business. It really, you know what? I take back what I just said. It depends on your business and who you serve.
That's going to depend on what's the most important.
Because if your business is like, if you're, trying to get like teenagers business, like you're going to want to be doing stuff on Snapchat.
Is that right?
Snapchat, TikTok,
Those are, yeah.
It depends.
So if you're aiming for the younger crowd, Snapchat and TikTok are the ones. Because none of them are on Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah, they're
for the most part.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah.
Instagram, maybe.
Yeah, and Instagram. It depends. It's very cool to learn about the different age groups and what they use.
Yeah. What are the what are you? Gen Z?
Gen Z.
What do they use? Snapchat and Facebook? Or Snapchat and TikTok?
Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. They say that, like, people are getting, like, the younger people are, like, getting away from Facebook.
Yeah.
Which they are, but I love Facebook, so.
Do you? I've definitely seen that, personally in my life. People my age, especially, or younger, they're not interested at all in having Facebook.
I know, but I love Facebook.
Do you remember the early days when it was called The Facebook?
No, actually, no, I don't.
That's when I first got it. It was called The Facebook, and when you would post a status, it would say like, Jesse Krause is, podcasting right now.
Yeah.
That was what my status would be. I never would post like a status like you would see today or a caption.
Yeah.
It was like Jesse Krause is podcasting and like a picture of me like this. Those are the good days.
Yeah.
The old days.
Yeah, things are different now.
Wild West. It was the Wild West.
Yeah.
And you think, is Facebook the most fun for you to use too?
Yeah, I like Facebook a lot, or TikTok.
Yeah, but TikTok, for a lot of businesses, isn't it hard to do a TikTok? You have to edit video and film versus... No?
Well, people make it harder than it needs to be.
Really?
It's not that hard. And the best TikToks are the ones that you just do without really putting that much thought into. You know what I mean? And something also is that, like, Chipotle or Taco Bell, like if you go,
I love them both.
I know, right? Well, I don't really like Chipotle that much, but like they are. If you look at their TikTok, they're just using like I could have recorded that video, just a
really
unedited real burrito, like a guy just like do
on their official accounts,
because that's what people like, and then it gets
and that's
viral.
Appealing.
Yeah.
Not something that's heavily edited.
Yeah, because people are tired of that. They don't even like things that look like ads anymore. We all know that it's fake.
That's crazy.
People are catching on, so it's really a lot better to just...
That's kind of a crazy part of it.
It is crazy. You have to tell people, like, quit making things perfect. People want to see behind the scenes. They want to see things that aren't so perfectly edited. God, you know what I mean? It's all the same.
So maybe this is actually a good thing for humanity. Maybe we have this filter now where we can call bullshit and say that that's fake. That's not real.
Yeah.
And we value things that are real.
Yeah. it's becoming that way, and it's great. Because have you also noticed that like big brands, like, I mean, Dove, for example, or even like a lot of like razor companies.
Dove chocolate or Dove soap?
The soap. I mean, like their models are looking different. They look like people, regular people.
Just normal people, not some supermodel.
Unedited.
Fake.
Yeah. And they even brag about, well, not brag, but they want you to know, like, this is unedited. This is a real person. They're like, be authentically you. And that's like their thing. And we're like, wow.
This is my time then, because I look like just some average fat white dude.
Well, you never
people are like,
know.
there's no way that guy's a model.
Well,
I'm like, hey, it's me.
be authentically you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
interesting.
That's kind of part of this podcast is I wanted it to be just raw, unedited conversation.
I love that.
And that's because it's the same way, when I was coming up with this idea, I was like, what are the podcasts that I like? I like stuff that's not bullshit. That's not cut perfectly.
Exactly.
I don't like listening to that. I like listening to the real stuff.
Yeah. Just real conversations. Like you're in the room drinking a beer, having a wine with your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Maybe someday I'll have you running my social media accounts.
Yeah.
When I finally make some money.
They already look great, though.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time on them. I wanted it to be ready to go. Yeah.
No, it looks great. Yeah.
But my problem is posting. I'm just so bad about posting, and I don't really know how to post.
Well, I mean, you do really good, though. Like, you don't post too much.
You can overdo it.
I mean,
as a digital marketer, are a lot of businesses and people overdoing it?
I mean, it's like define overdoing it, because sometimes
it's so
post
much
a lot, but then like
you don't want people that are your customer base or your fan base to be over like, oh, I see this every day, Or do you?
Well, it depends. Like if you have like something coming up, like an event or something, you're just gonna blow it up. You know what I mean? Or if you have like a special or like sometimes you just want to blow it up.
Yeah.
So they keep seeing it, because people forget. Like,
if you have something major coming up, you want it to be kind of be in their face all the time.
Yeah, and also like with the algorithm. I mean, it depends on who you ask. Some people think you post too much. Some people say you don't post enough.
That's true. Yep.
It depends.
You're always gonna have a different answer.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where you come into play. Is you're trying to hit those sweet spots where you're gonna get the most out of it, even if some people aren't about it.
Testing things.
Yeah, so what's your testing process? Are you just looking at numbers all day, like likes and follows and stuff? Or?
Yeah, I mean, there's different ways that you can track progress, and it really depends on the type of business it is, whether it's sales, signups, or like vanity metrics, which is likes, follows.
But sometimes if your sales are increasing from social media, it doesn't matter what the likes are, right? Or does it? Or is that still a big part of it?
I mean, those are like vanity metrics. I love that word so much because
vanity metrics.
Vanity metrics, because that's what it is. But yeah, everyone wants more likes and follows.
Yes. But does that always equate to better for the business?
No. Cuz that's when you have to, be very like strategic about everything. You could have all of the followers and likes. You could be making zero money because you don't understand how to tell your story about your business. But people still like to see your post maybe, but they're not buying your stuff. You have to like tell this, you know what I mean?
How do you tell the story?
That is like, there's a lot of different ways to tell the story, but that's like what we talk about, like,
Yeah.
Whenever, yeah. I mean,
are you saying that you, as a business, you want people to know like your core, your roots?
Yeah. I mean, it depends on the business,
Yeah. That's true. It's so broad.
I know,
we could
right?
be talking about like, we could be talking about a politician or a wine salesman or
like
restaurant.
Or someone that sells like phone chargers. It's like, do you really need to know? Like,
my backstory, my struggle.
This is why. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It really just depends.
Always had a dream,
Yeah.
phone chargers. I knew that's what I was made
I
for.
love to light it. Yeah. I just love charging things ever since I was a kid.
Ever since I was a kid, I would try to charge everything I could, and then one day it clicked. Yeah.
Yeah, it really just depends.
Hey, I get it. I totally get that. So for people that want to be social media marketers or digital marketers,
Yeah.
what's the skill that you need to have? What's important?
Creativity, I guess. You got to be creative. Like,
You got to be tough too, dealing with all these people online.
yeah, you got to be, I mean, yeah. Yeah.
But you think creativity is the biggest part of it? Just thinking of new ways to market?
It's important to, okay, actually, the number one is to be understanding, like, philosophical, or understand psychology, human, like, psychology and stuff like that, like, on a deeper level. That's what's going to make you a good marketer.
See, that's kind of interesting, is because even though your career is all digital, it's all on social media, right? You're also learning about human beings and their psychology and the way they operate.
It's
Their behavior.
Insane. It's insane. What do people like? What do they not like? What do they believe? What do people disbelieve? Like,
What's one of the craziest things that you've learned about human beings being in this world?
so many things. It's, yeah.
Are there any examples of something you're just like, oh my God, like I can't believe that people were like this?
Yes. Yeah. Like, trying to explain to people that you only believe what you do because it's what you see.
Yeah.
You know? Like
your perspective on something is only that way because that's all that you know.
And that you're fed it constantly depending on the TV shows you decide to watch.
Yeah.
And your For You page, is just showing you things that you like. You want to know something crazy?
Yes.
Okay, so I was watching a Facebook video and some guy was like, okay, it was like a lady who had a sign and she was like, give me money outside panhandling. Is that?
Yeah.
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 And these guys came up to her and they were like, hey, like, that's your car over there. That's a nice car. And they were kind of, and she's like, get away from me. Have you seen that video?
I haven't seen that video.
Okay, well, for some reason I saw it popped up on my thing. And yeah, they were basically like videotaping her, like saying, like, that's a nice car. How come you're out here doing this and stuff like that? You want to know what? I got an ad, or not an ad, a pop-up on Facebook after I had watched the video, like towards the end, that said, do you think the guys did the right thing?
Really?
Yeah. It was like a little poll. Like a,
So what was their purpose? These guys were trying to expose this person?
Well, so in the video, yeah, they were trying to expose her.
They're trying to expose her and say, you're a phony, you have a nice car.
Yeah, but Facebook wanted to know how I felt about it. Like, did they do the right thing or did they not? Like, are you on her side? Do you think, or, And
so you think maybe that's part of their...
trying to figure you out.
They're trying to figure out your perspective and how you feel about things.
Yeah, because they're unsure. People that like fight videos.
That's so
There's
bizarre.
people that don't like fight videos like me. I'll just scroll past it because I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch that. But some people love it. They're trying to figure you out. And you're only going to see the things that
Do you think there's a way, is it possible to be so well-rounded that they are just fighting to figure out who you are? Or do they have you like that, no matter what? Because if you watch like The Social Dilemma and other documentaries, they know how long you're scrolling past something. They know when you stop scrolling, when you keep scrolling.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, who's the judge? What is well-rounded? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like define.
I don't
that.
know. I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what does it mean to be well? You know what I mean?
Right. A well-rounded individual might be a bigot to somebody else. You just never know.
I know. Right?
It's weird.
And like I think probably if you're a well-rounded individual, you might not be like having like all of the like. I don't really get that many political posts popping up on my story.
Hey, that's probably a good sign.
Because I'm not like, you know what I mean?
You're not into that shit.
It's better sometimes.
Just to stay out. I get it.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but yeah. You got to protect your peace, in my opinion. But, you know.
Well, that's kind of why I got off social media in the first place. I just got to protect my own sanity.
You have to protect
I can't be
your
caught up
peace.
in this stuff, you know? A lot of it's not even real.
Yeah.
That's the sad part.
I'm glad that there's people that are out there that are fighting fights and doing things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I personally am just doing something different.
Just sit back and, yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. If Instagram is listening right now, though, I want to say this publicly so that they hear it and stop showing me salmon videos, because I don't like cooking salmon. I'm not a fan of salmon. I scroll past them as fast as I can every time.
Literally, that's what I was talking about. I'm like, do you ever skip things because you don't want them to just keep showing?
I don't know.
You're like, no.
I don't know what happened, but I started getting salmon videos out of nowhere on my Instagram. Cooking salmon, doing this with salmon. I'm like, after I watched Social Dilemma, I'm like, I'm scrolling past as fast as I can and get that shit out of here. I want to see pizza.
Yeah,
I don't want to see salmon.
It's marked in there. It's like, pretty sure the guy likes salmon. It's like, just keep giving him salmon videos.
Yeah, get
do
that
we
out.
have more videos of salmon? Are there salmon hashtags?
Yeah, they're throwing it all at me.
Yeah.
They're just testing me, I guess. I'm not bowing down Instagram.
Yeah, I know, right? God, I don't know why they think I like nails so much. They keep showing me different designs of nails. Like, I look at my nails right now. Like, I don't even get my nails done. Okay.
See, what are they trying to do?
Me. I don't know. Maybe I do like it. Maybe I do, and I just don't even know.
Maybe they know and you don't.
They actually, yeah.
Maybe they know you better than yourself.
They do.
Holy shit.
You know what's scary is when things start popping up, like about like trauma and this and that. I'm like, whoa.
I'm
not, or like,
not into that. Am I?
Horrible thing. Anxiety and this and that.
Am I into that?
Yeah. Well, no, not like that. Or,
No.
You know what I mean?
No, I get it. I'm just
yeah, I don't know. They're like, yeah.
I'm pretty sure everybody, most people have a similar story, though, where they see stuff. They're like, why am I seeing this? I don't like this. I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
What are they trying to do?
Yeah. But some people don't really think about it. Like I had, yeah, I don't know. Some people don't know. And then you tell them and they're like, what? No. And then they think about it later.
Well, that's why it's important for you to tell everybody right now.
Mm-hmm.
You're giving us the real inside perspective on what the social dilemma is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting.
Because that's your job, which is awesome, and it's crazy to me that that's a real occupation now because it's so involved, it's so intertwined with everything.
And it's important.
Yeah,
because people are on their phone all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
So you want to talk about being effective in business, you got to learn the strategies. I mean, it's not everything, but I mean, it's
a giant,
important.
Giant part of it now, though.
Yeah.
Giant. Yeah. What do you think the future is for social marketing and digital marketing?
I don't know. I think it's gonna. It's important now. I think it's gonna
continue to be as important, if not more.
Yeah. Are people gonna quit scrolling on the internet anytime soon? Like, how else are you gonna reach? Are you like, you know what I mean? Like, it's very important. It's only you got to get in it now.
Yeah. So now's a huge time, and your career field just gonna get bigger and bigger in my eyes, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And that's huge. I mean, if there's people out there that are young and looking for something to do, that's a real option. If you like social media like Becca does.
Yeah. Go to WSU Tech.
Yeah. And there's probably a lot of people like that now that really do enjoy social media. They like having that presence online. They like, wording things a certain way.
And they understand it.
And that's a real viable career.
It is. It's very helpful for people in business.
And it's probably everywhere. Most businesses are looking for somebody to do that stuff for them, right?
Yeah, any business. Doesn't even matter. Like, are you an author? What's your story? Or do you even have a business? And maybe it's not for business. Maybe you just want to share your story.
Right.
Yeah, it's very important.
Do you recommend it to everybody that's interested?
The program?
Just being a digital marketer, period. I mean, would you recommend that to somebody that was young, that's asking, like, hey, Becca, I see what you do. You're running these social media accounts. You think that's...
If you're good at it, if you like it, then learn and help other people with it that don't have the time or they're not interested. Help them with it because it's very helpful. People need it.
And it's fun for you, right?
Yeah.
You seem
It's
like
fun.
you enjoy it a lot.
I do. It's great.
That's the best. I mean, you can't ask for much more than that.
Yeah.
If you enjoy what you do and it's fun and you're kind of solving a puzzle all the time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It is a puzzle. Yeah. And you're learning about people.
And you're learning about people and the psychology of people,
Mm-hmm.
which can be freaky or kind of be cool, you know,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Whichever way you look at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, do you have any last words or anything you want to say to anybody or any advice?
Just, if you're a business owner and, just put yourself out there,
Be you.
be you, and try things. Don't be afraid to try things. What's going to happen? Like, you know what I mean? Put yourself out there. People are afraid,
Yeah,
to
you're not going to get as
post.
many likes as you thought.
Yeah,
so
it
then
doesn't
just
matter. Like,
you learn from that though.
yeah, or even if you don't, get a lot of likes, just
Do it.
do it. Put yourself out there.
I love it. I love your attitude towards life.
Thanks.
You have a fun attitude towards life, just
Thanks.
do shit.
Yeah, just do it.
If it's
What's gonna
fun,
happen?
If you like it, why not?
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for the insight on everything and keep, improving people's worlds and people's lives. It's important to have people like you out there that have this perspective on life that's just like, do your thing, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where can people find you on social media?
My name is Becca Zinabu, so that's my Instagram name. And
it's all in my description, by the way, too, for everybody listening or watching.
Yeah. Instagram. That's where you can
Instagram,
find me.
Becca, and BECCA, and then your last name.
Zinabu.
Okay.
At Becca Zinabu. Yep, that's my @name on Instagram.
And you're on
Follow
Facebook,
me
too,
there.
right?
I am on Facebook.
And Twitter?
No.
Snapchat? TikTok?
Yes. Yes, 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 and yes. But don't follow me on TikTok. That's private.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Becca.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure. It was fun. Let's drink some wine.
All right.
Cheers.